ASL Season 2, Challenger League Round of 16.
Alrighty, so here we are on the Overgrowth. Both players psyched up and raring to go, both going for Worker Scout early on, and both workers still wearing stupid hats. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have from Team Triple T trying to join his teammate Zeratul in the round of 8. It is going to be our orange Protoss player,
InkedWarrior.
And who's that guy?
Cool. And up here in the top right, we have from, I can't see what the clan tag is, Bunnies.
Bunnies
Bunnies are cute.
They are.
We have the green Zerg player, Neuralisk.
Neuralisk.
I have a bunny.
Yeah, his name's Bunny.
Yeah, his name is Bunny. I have a bunny named Bunny. That's just how I roll.
Alright, looks like the first hatchery is going to be going down here. The probe does scout it after taking some shield damage.
Yep, so that's first, and we're getting the gateway expand. At least we'll assume it will be an expansion eventually. But the wall off there at the top of the ramp for InkedWarrior.
Yeah, we've got a ton of workers just kind of out on the map right now.
Yeah, there's a lot around. There's one hiding behind that third base, possibly checking for a timing, or like the timing of the third, possibly going to throw down a proxy pylon or something there.
The other probe's going to be heading back home, as is this drone. Spawning pool does go down.
Yeah, and gas is on its way as well. And we get you lagging out. And given that I can't hear you anymore, something tells me his internet has just kind of died. Hopefully that's not the case. Yeah. I think we're missing.
Back.
All right, awesome.
Sorry about that. My internet seemed to have died or something.
It did seem to have something like that happening. At least it happened early on when nothing was really going on. It does.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen anymore.
Okay, good.
All right.
Good stuff. All right, yeah. So hatchery is just about finished for Neuralisk. No sign of a third yet, and that probe is in fact putting a pylon down there.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to do with it. He only has one gateway building right now, in addition to the one that's currently producing a stalker. So I don't see any early warp gate rush happening.
Yeah, and he's so far away from the warp gate itself from being finished. We're still over 100 seconds away.
Right.
So yeah, it is odd. It may indicate actually he will proxy something in that location.
Maybe a Stargate or a Robo.
Yeah. Robo would be kind of neat. Although he's moving the probe out and away.
Yeah, I used to do proxy robos as well on ladder against Terran, where immortals were really strong, and you could just bust down the bunkers really fast.
Bust. He's getting a Twilight Council actually behind this. So and a sentry is coming out of the gateway. So we've got Stalker, Sentry, Twilight, DT.
I was going to say maybe he wanted to put the Dark Shrine there, but that's just such a common location for the Zerg to check.
Yeah, that's going to get seen. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
He's just going to go take a base, and then he'll get spotted. So yeah, that is an odd spot. And then I was thinking maybe, I don't know what it would be. Maybe you'd be going Blink, but he's not researching that yet, and he did get the Sentry out. So usually you wouldn't use the gas on that if you were planning to tech to Blink.
I'm not sure either, but this is a pretty good play here, using the Mothership Core for high ground vision to take out that earlier Overlord.
Yeah, wants to make sure nothing's spotted. A definite key to this, and it should already be suspicious to our Zerg player, is that there's no natural down, and we're approaching the 7-minute mark.
Right.
So he wants them to at least not see how late this actually is, but there's overlords and lings around the area. It's going to try and get in, but doesn't with just those 2 lings.
Yeah.
And Blink is underway. So,
Okay, so Blink's underway. We have our 3 gateways up right now. The natural has been thrown down. I don't know. Still not too telling. Meanwhile, a Zerg player actually has the 2 gases at his natural, as well as a Roche Warren down.
yeah.
So mining off of 3 gases, getting a spine crawler just to be safe from any sort of early pressure. Roaches seem to be popping out now, but I'm not too sure what he could possibly do with them. Like, he has 3 rallied, but it's not going to do too much.
Yeah, just those 3. There's 7. He's got lings coming behind it, but he's also building a spine crawler on his side, going up to lair on his side. And he's not going right away. So basically, by the time this Nexus is finished, the Mothership Core and these Stalkers, which will have Blink shortly, are going to be able to hold anything here. There's no like wall off for InkedWarrior, but that's fine. This is not an overwhelming Zerg army or anything.
Mm-hmm. And he does have a pylon in place, so if he was to throw down the wall later on, maybe when he gets his first forge, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, could do it. He is getting a robotics facility as well. It is building right at the natural, and a lot more roaches are coming out. But I still think he's going to be all right with this number of sentries and stalkers.
Yeah, with those many sentries, like, the roaches aren't going to be able to really get up into the main, which is the big thing. He could pull probes if he really needs to, and plus with that robotics facility, there you go. You have the Immortal coming out first instead of the Observer, so he's going to be pretty safe.
Yeah, I kind of think he'll be all right here, unless he just gets caught completely off guard. I mean, this is still, it's a big chunk of Zerg. If he lets it get right on him before he force fields, that could be dangerous. But here it comes in now. We'll see how good force fields are. He's aware of it, obviously. And none going down yet. He's backing up. Photon overcharge comes out. He does need these force fields, though, and he's not using them yet.
He wasn't using them, but the first Immortal has popped out.
But he force
needs to
fielded
micro.
He force fielded everything in.
Yeah.
Instead of out.
I was going to say this was looking pretty good for a Protoss player. The Zerg players seem to be very indecisive at first.
Yeah.
But Blink has been revealed, but it's not going to do too much here. He's going to lose a ton of probes.
Yeah, he is making another Immortal here now. And the probe loss is getting pretty big at this point. There's not very much to defend, but that overcharge able to just whittle everything down. He could have opted to go into the main now that there were no sentries left, and just leave the overcharge to sit there doing nothing. And what may end up costing InkedWarrior a bit here, he threw down that time warp on the ramp as opposed to a force field on the ramp. And now he's not going to have enough for a second photon overcharge, which he's going to need right now.
Yeah, I was going to say it was looking pretty decent for InkedWarrior because he only lost one worker in that engagement. But here we go, roaches are streaming in, killing off most of the Protoss players' army again. And this time for sure he's going to be able to get into the main if he chooses to. Yeah,
it looks like he's actually just going to target fire this Nexus right down, given that there is no overcharge going off. A single stalker is brought in, but immediately just surrounded. Workers have to be pulled. Workers are just the worst thing against roaches.
Right.
And an Immortal does come out as he moves on into the main base. And yeah, we're still just so far away from that second overcharge that's really necessary right now.
Yeah, Zergling's just picking off. All these running, evacuating workers. The Immortal and the Stalkers will be able to clean this up, but he's taking too much damage. There's a single roach killing a pylon out at the natural.
Yeah.
And that Nexus is gonna be gone within the next attack, so...
Yeah, pretty much. The army's not swinging back down into position, so I think these roaches are just going to run in, snipe it. And he still doesn't have enough quite for the overcharge. It will be there just about now. But yeah, even if he sets it off on this, it's so low they could just snipe it down.
Yeah, meanwhile, back at Neuralisk's base, he has taken a third. He's got a pretty good economy going on, got his upgrades going. He even has Hydralisk coming out soon. So,
yeah,
I mean,
really big bank too right now.
Yeah, I don't see how InkedWarrior can really recover from this position. He's on a single forge, not upgrading yet. Meanwhile, Neuralisk pretty good on his upgrades.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
even got links killing that that pylon that was thrown down earlier. I was gonna say maybe if InkedWarrior was able to send out some zealots and try to harass, distract his opponent for a bit so that he would pull back.
Yeah, he
could have gotten him into
could
the
have
game.
done something, from there to force the army back. He's also not mining. Okay, he just diverted things to it. I was going to say he wasn't mining gas for a long time, ever since he had to do the probe pull, but he is reassigning guys to that now.
It looks like Chrono Boost being spent on workers, pretty good. Protoss having that way to catch up fast on workers is pretty nice.
Yeah, that's
But
excellent. But
Neuralisk has started his 2-2, and it is about a quarter of the way complete. Meanwhile, the Forge still not researching. And once Groove Spines is finished in 10 seconds here, I think he's just going to move in with that huge army that he's got kind of split up right now, back at his base and right outside the natural of InkedWarrior. But I just don't think there's anything he can really do about it.
I like what Neuralisk is doing here. Take out the rocks. I was getting a little concerned that he might try and go in with this small force, but he's not going to make that mistake. He will merge the two armies up. And yeah, with the Hydras in the back doing a lot of DPS, I think he's going to, if not completely break through here, again, just kind of clear out the army and cause a lot of trouble. You basically need AoE by the time you have to deal with Hydras.
Right.
They're so similar to, like, say, mass Marines or something, that they're squishy, but they do so much DPS, you need to get them down really fast.
Right, and I feel like InkedWarrior's original plan was to go for the Colossus because he got that quick robo, but just after taking all the damage, he wasn't able to do it. Meanwhile, we've got the army coming in, closing here at the natural. Full Sun Overcharge has gone down, but I don't know. The wall was pretty good. It held back the Zerg army. Like, it's been deflected for the time being, but after sniping off that sentry,
that one was so full of energy. I think he's just dead. InkedWarrior will just kind of get overrun here. He blinks a single stalker back. I basically forgot that he had it because we haven't really seen it used too much, but does clear that out.
Are being warped in though, so he might be able to clean some stuff up. But
there's an overseer right there. So
yeah, that is true.
So that was kind of throwing good after bad. Unfortunate for InkedWarrior. It was kind of like we said, as we were looking at the army shaping up, InkedWarrior had enough sentries in the first engagement to just make that do nothing, to just zone it out and be like, yeah, go home, and just cancel the fight. But they didn't happen, and by the time the force fields went off, he actually force fielded a bunch of roaches towards himself.
Already we see that InkedWarrior is going to be doing something a little different, going for the Force Fast Expand.
Yeah, I think I like that better for his type of play. I think him getting that wall and stuff established and then being able to attack behind might fit him better.
Right. Alright, but let's do player introductions. Over here at the top right, from Team Bunnies, we have our Green Zerg player.
Neuralisk.
And over trying to stay alive in this series from Team Triple T, we have our orange Protoss player. It is
InkedWarrior.
And I think I'm gonna make a caster dollar bet thing. I want to bet 5 caster dollars that InkedWarrior will win this game. Just this game, not the whole series, but I'm gonna bet that he'll take this one. So just the first person to say I'll take it, it's yours.
I mean, if I still had money, I'd take it.
I think you do. You had money on our list, and then last night I lent it to Dave Luce, and now you have it again. It's all you. I don't know how much there is. Someone's got a list.
I have no idea.
We'll find out. But you've got some money. It's like in the guest casters / semi pool.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
Neuralisk going for a pretty quick speed over here, getting it before he even gets his natural expansion, so we'll see what he can do with it. But InkedWarrior not going greedy, actually going for 2 cannons before dropping his Nexus and completing the wall off. So
yeah, very defensive here.
Very defensive.
Almost. I kind of want to say excessively so, but he did, however, know that this is Neuralisk is on one base
Right.
still, and so this may end up being quite prudent to do.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to scout the fast gas in the early pool.
Yeah.
Or not early pool, but, gas pool. So he knows that a quick speed could be coming.
Yeah. So it is definitely safe to do this sort of thing. It's going to make you relatively good against almost anything fast speed lane, fast roach, fast, even just like a baneling bust or something. This is a pretty damn solid wall.
Yeah, it's actually fully closed off.
Yeah, it's closed off. Even if he takes out this one weak spot, which is the pylon, it's you'd have to wrap around basically the nexus to get anywhere, and the two cannons are on the other side of that. So
Right.
it's a pretty good wall off to be that type of defensive. And we are getting a baneling nest out of Neuralisk, so he may have completely made the right call here that he wants to be safe against this.
Yeah, if he just drops down one force field where that pylon is, then he'll be safe.
Exactly, yeah. Nothing will get through two cannons. He's even got the zealot is out, and sometimes just having that zealot out there will soak up like 4 or 5 banelings,
Right.
and then they just can't get anything going.
All right, so Neuralisk is aware that there are two cannons. We'll see what he decides to do, because at this point, I kind of just take a fast third as the Zerg player and go for something super greedy.
I agree. You just kind of... I think you do have to cancel your plan here to go in, but he's got the baneling nest already completed. There are a decent number of lings. We'll see if he does actually start a morph into banes.
Maybe if he waits a little bit longer and gets like a huge critical mass. Yeah. But he should know at this point that there's not much he can do to break that.
Yeah, particularly with two zealots being like kind of part of the wall.
Yeah.
One thing that's... Well, there's a lot that could be built for InkedWarrior at this point, but he doesn't have sentries at this point.
Well, he does have the mothership core, and it's going to be able to scout out everything. It's going to chase these lings away, and if he sees banelings morphing in close by to the base, then he'll just be able to focus those down. You're right, he hasn't started any sentries, but looking to go for a Stargate, but then canceling that and building on 2 extra gateways. I think InkedWarrior builds his gateways a little bit late, like they're not lined up with the warp gate timing. But now that he's got his warp gate, I think he'll start warping in sentries now.
Okay, here's the baneling morph in. It's actually going to be 15 of them, which is a lot.
That's a big number, yeah.
I hope this mothership core does figure it out. He's going to have photon overcharge available, and InkedWarrior is actually adding a 3rd cannon on. I don't know if that will be ready in time. I mean, it won't, but yeah.
Alright, here comes the banelings rushing in, breaking the pylon, and almost going for the zealots, but instead redirecting them to go for the mineral line. Probes are being pulled right now, the Zerglings are cutting them off, and banelings, big detonations on all the workers, still having 3 left.
Nice.
Random force fields trying to stop the banelings, but they're still going to get into the mineral
these probes
line.
have to be...
probes are gone again. He does throw down the photon overcharge, but at what cost? These lings are probably going to be able to take down the Nexus. If not, go for all the workers.
Yeah, there are 6 left. I think he will be safe with the mothership core there to help. The sentry over here is not helping at all. He's lazy.
Oh, almost picking off that one final probe, but let's take a look at the workers killed. 23 for a Zerg player. That was well worth it for the amount that he dedicated for that.
Yeah, it definitely was. The only thing, he didn't take bases themselves down. He didn't really kill... Well, there weren't any units really to speak of. So InkedWarrior may be able to just kind of chrono his way out of this, but he's got to, I think, reestablish the wall or get something in there at least to block off, or else this will just happen again.
Right. That 3rd cannon, it was a good call, but he needed it a lot earlier. Like 3 cannons can kind of pretty much just defend from anything Zerg, as well as a couple of good force fields, but he didn't have his sentries ready. He warped them into the main. Because at that point, the Zerg army had already rushed in.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's going for the Twilight Tech again. And meanwhile, our Zerg player has taken the gold and has started on roaches.
Yeah, his lair has just finished as well. I mean, things certainly look really strong for our Zerg right now. However, you shouldn't overestimate how far ahead he is because,
Right.
of course, all those lings, banelings, everything like that, they cost a lot, and it's a lot of drones that don't exist. So it's 42 workers to 32 workers for our Protoss player. So it's not overwhelming. I mean, our Protoss can come back from this type of situation. It's going to be an uphill battle, no doubt, but he can.
Yeah. Overseer here just scouting things out. He did see the Twilight Council. Neuralist, it doesn't look like he's going to go for another aggressive follow-up, but instead, taking the gold, smart move, getting his upgrades from the Evil Chambers, getting the Roach speed as well, and pretty good creep spread at this point, so.
Yeah. And I think those upgrades are going to be one of the key factors here. Is we've got 1-1 almost done for our Protoss player, and he does have the Twilight already down, so he may be able to maintain an upgrade advantage throughout the game if he keeps those going. And he's getting a Templar Archive, so I'm assuming probably less for Storm, more for Archons themselves. I hope, but I don't know.
I think if he's able to stall enough time
to get it,
then going for Storm, going for Storm would definitely be the better choice. But I'm just not sure how much time he really has before the gold base kicks in.
Yeah, and the other thing is he doesn't currently have enough gateway units to pad for Storms.
Right.
Like Storms do a lot of damage, but you can't just send out a bunch of naked High Templar and Storm things to death. It doesn't work that way. So. And we've got this
unless you're deer.
Yeah, exactly. We've got this one changeling too that is seeing everything. So he is seeing this Archon morph in, and he's just sitting there as if he's legit, but he ain't.
It's gonna die soon.
Yeah.
That sucks that changelings have a timer on them.
Yeah.
Would it be too broken if they didn't?
I don't know. I guess you could just accumulate them during the game.
Yeah, because like late game, you just dump a bunch of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And people are too lazy to kill them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty obnoxious. Yeah, if you were just building them up all game and then sent in fake zealots to be a force field.
Yeah.
That would be annoying. So he is moving across here now. It's going to be hard for our Zerg player to say he's caught unaware by this or anything since he saw everything developing.
This actually looks like an all-in.
It actually kind of, I think, is, and I don't know if the force fields are so much better this time around.
Oh, but the Archons are still taking a lot of damage.
Yeah,
like the Zealots aren't attacking right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's too much here. He will get overwhelmed. It was a good start, but there's way too much Zerg.
Yeah, and with the Hydralisk coming in, that DPS is just going to be able to melt all the Archon shields. Yeah. And the reason why I said that felt like an all-in was because he did fully wall off his natural.
Oh, yeah.
So there was no way to retreat from that.
He also went, I'm not sure whether that timing was on purpose, he went about 10 seconds ahead of his shield upgrade being done.
Yeah.
So when you've got that much invested in the Archons, you might want that. This counterattack, I'm not sure how far it's going to get the Hydras.
I think with the Hydras, he's going to be able to take out
the cannons.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, due to the full wall off, the army can't do anything about it.
Right. And even actually going in through the other side that he saw the Zealots from. So now the Zealots have to wrap all the way around.
They do have charge, which I actually didn't realize.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize either.
Yeah.
Storm's actually about to be Storm's actually about to be completed, but there's no High Templars and no energy because he was forced to warp in Archons.
And here are the Archons, but now they're not behind the Zealots. So
right.
They just,
naked Archons aren't very good.
More Zealots. He might be able to clean this up, and like he will hold it off, but he's just so far behind at this point.
Yeah, especially with the gold base being uncontested.
Yeah. Yeah, and we do have 1-1 now finished for the Zerg, and no further upgrades coming for our Protoss, so he's lost that upgrade advantage. So 2 Forges coming out, but now they're going to be on even footing. Well, actually, it'll be Zerg advantage because he's had +2 going.
Yeah, he needs to stall time for the Storms to finish, and he does have 5 Templars warped in right now. So we'll have to see how much time he has.
He needs about 15 more seconds to pull this off.
Yeah, but it looks like the Roaches are going to be streaming in. The Forge is working against the Protoss army here. The Templar are actually stuck out at the front, and they're all getting sniped off.
Oh, Okay.
Oh, that was disastrous. I think that's game.
Yeah. No stopping it now. The Zerg are here.
Yeah, the Zerg army is just going to be cleaning up all the buildings here. That Nexus is definitely going to go down. Zealous streaming in as well. High tempo being worked in at the high ground. Hopefully stalling for enough time for a storm.
I think he just wants to storm something.
Yeah.
Like, you ever do that in a game? You're like, I lost, but I just invested in this tech. I just want to use it.
Right.
Like, just for a second, I want to use it. Storm now available.
He needs to turn around.
Storm. Yay!
There we go. Oh, really good storms too.
They were really good, yeah. Yeah, had we had that come from the initial 5, I still don't think he would have won, but he would have delayed for quite a bit longer.